Why do we have Avilut? Why do we mourn the Bet HaMikdash? It was so many years ago. So I'll say one lesson. The answer is, by us mourning for the Bet HaMikdash, by us following the zalachot of not having meat and chicken, of not purchasing things after Rosh Chodesh Av, as long as we stick to the halachot, it reminds us that really the situation that we're in right now is not normal. The worst thing possible for a person to do is to compromise in their life and to think it's normal to live not normal. Us, the Yehudim, don't belong where we are. We belong in Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh with the Bet HaMikdash. We belong with Melech HaMashiach. And just because we're here for so long and we're pretty comfortable in America, and Hashem should give them only beracha to stay normal, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll see what happens. But even though we're comfortable, we're not allowed to forget really where we belong, and that's Yerushalayim. And he says over here, the Sfarim say, for a person to forget and to compromise on really where they're supposed to be, he says over there, Ka'asher mashlimim im matzav kamutshu, when a person says, you know what, forget this Bet HaMikdash thing, forget this Yerushalayim thing, just get over it. We're going to be here, we're not going back, the Bet HaMikdash will not rebuilt. Hu hason hagadol beyotel ka'asher Yehudim mashlim im zeh. The worst tragedy, Hason Hagadol. You know what a tragedy is? When a Jew says, you know what, forget this Bet HaMikdash thing, it's not happening. When a person settles for less. When a person is able to tell himself, it's over, we're not going back to Yerushalayim. Giving up on really where we're supposed to be is the worst tragedy possible. And by the way, this applies also to an individual in his life. A person should know, as long as you're alive, and as long as Hashem gives you life, that means you have a chance to grow and get close to Hashem that day. And for a person to settle less for themselves and say, you know what, I'm a sinner. I'm not going to be that type of guy that'll be at tzaddik. I'm giving up when it comes to this thing that I have to work on. I'm giving up, I'm learning more. I'm giving up a Kibbutz Shabbat. I'm just going to compromise on my life. You know what the worst thing possible is? When you compromise on yourself. Because if Hashem believes in us, if Hashem gives us life, we cannot compromise or settle for less for ourselves. Because Hashem knows what we're capable of. So why do we mourn? Why do we not eat meat and chicken? Why do we not go shopping and then we fast for the Bet HaMikdash? Why do we do all this? Because we cannot forget really where we belong. And we have to remind ourselves and snap into reality. The days that we're holding right now, B'nai Mitzarim, are days that we have to snap into reality. Wake up, Rabotai. We don't belong where we are. We're supposed to have the Bet HaMikdash. And we cannot allow ourselves to think it's normal to live not normal inside America. We don't belong here. We belong in Eretz Yisrael. So that's why it's important to follow these halachot. It makes a very big difference because it shakes us up and it shakes up the Jews around us for generations to come and our children. The Rabotai, we don't belong here. And once, God forbid, a person stops following the zalachot, you know what's going to happen? It's going to become a normal thing not to chas v'shalom want the Bet HaMikdash to be rebuilt. And that's the last thing that we want. Because any moment, it's not a matter of if the Bet HaMikdash should be rebuilt. It's a matter of when is the Bet HaMikdash going to be rebuilt. It's a matter of when. It's a reality. It's going to happen. The question is when. It can happen at any moment. It's not just some theory. The Bet HaMikdash one day will be rebuilt. It's something that's supposed to happen at any moment. It's an emergency. It's breaking news that the Bet HaMikdash can be rebuilt at any moment. It's a reality. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So the reason why we mourn for the Bet HaMikdash is to remind ourselves of this reality that we don't belong here. We belong in Yerushalayim. We belong with the Bet HaMikdash, with Melech HaMashiach.